have no idea how to do this introduction. This is David Stanley, and motivational, spiritual leader, speaker. What are the things? How should I describe you?
Well, I consider myself a speaker, a teacher. My background with Elvis Presley has taught me a lot of things, the life I've lived, the things I've experienced, the things I learned from him. Being able to walk with such a historical figure from a big brother's perspective. I mean, Presley was my big brother, and to be able to share that life with people today within the structure of the spiritual realm is the highlight of my life.
So you were a keynote speaker today at CEO Space, and first of all, let's talk about this book that you're putting out. It all started here, as I believe.
Right. Well, I've been a part of CEO Space here in Henderson for many, many, many years, and I came up with a concept in March, a concept that I had had for many, many years on a book about Elvis Presley from the spiritual perspective, Elvis the mystic, Elvis the healer. And as the young apprentice, you know, I spent 17 years with Elvis Presley from the time I was 4 years old until I was 22 years old. I lived at Graceland. Unfortunately, amongst the first to discover his lifeless body the day he died. I did hundreds of concerts with him. I spent a lot of time with him. And during those years, we all knew the high collars, sideburns, concert performances, but few people knew Elvis the highly spiritually evolved individual, Elvis the mystic, Elvis the healer. And all the years that I was with him, I saw so many great and wonderful things and learned so many lessons from him directly. I thought, I need to write a book about it. Well, here at CEO Space, dreams do come true. And I got with a team, and I created a manuscript, or an idea for a manuscript, and then suddenly it starts taking form. We got it funded, we got with the publishers, we got with the designers, the legal teams, the co-writers, everything we needed, and it just fell into place. And now the book comes out in December of this year, which will be launching. The book will be launching here in December, and the official worldwide release is in January, which is Elvis's birthday, January 8th. The book will be worldwide with a message of authenticity and transparency. I think it's a message that's going to reach the world. I think there was more to Elvis than high collars and sideburns. The man had a message, and that message was to embrace the greatness and embody the greatness of the authentic self.
Well, let's talk about that. You talked today about 3 selves, and I told you off camera that you touched me, and you touched so many people in there, and the words that you put out, I think you won't even know how much you are inspiring people, how much you're touching them. And so let's talk about the 3 selves.
Well, you know, it's an honor to speak at CEO Space. B.J. Dorman is one of my dearest. He's not a colleague, he's one of my best friends. And those 3 selves that I talked about, there's that public image. And I relate him to Elvis. We saw the public image, the high collar, sideburns, beautiful hair, movies, loved his mom, his family, and he did all those things. And then there was that dark Elvis, the Elvis we lost, the Elvis that got involved in prescribed medications, the Elvis that made a series of decisions that ultimately cost him his life. And then there's that spiritual, authentic self that I saw in Elvis, that the healer, the mystic, some of the things I discussed in the meeting today. Now, those 3 things were in Elvis. Those 3 things are in us. You have that personal persona. People look at you, your hair, your eyes, your look, your voice, your talk. They see what you want them to see. Then you, like me, like the man holding this camera, like the audience hearing my voice, we all have a dark side of us, things that we have done or do that we're not proud of. In those places, that dark side causes us to self-sabotage. That causes us to live in fear. That puts us in a situation to where we feel like we don't deserve to be successful because we have done and are doing things that are not lining up with the third part of us, the authentic spiritual self. It's in conflict all the time. And so when I discuss those 3 things today, I'm trying to get people to recognize the 3, which I think I effectively did today, step out of them, yes, let them see the public image, deal with the dark side we all have, but yet step into the authenticity of the spiritual self. If I can take them down that journey or down that path through that journey to that authentic self, then my job, my mission, my joy, my position, my authentic calling has been fulfilled. And I think that is the message of Elvis Presley. That is the message of the young apprentice who is now the teacher, David Stanley. And that is the message that I think the world needs today.
How does somebody, when they know what their authentic self and who they are and who they're supposed to be and why they're put on this earth and why they have that purpose, they have that passion, how do they step into that light?
And that's a great question. They step into it by forgetting the past. You can't do anything about what you have done. in a negative way or in a way that you feel is not in the authentic spirit. You can't do anything about it, but you can forget about it. You can forgive, forget, aggressively move forward, realize that the light of God has been shined on it, realize that His grace and mercy is sufficient, or hers. Realize that whoever the universe calls into your life, give it to them, let it go, and move forward. And then don't live in fear that you won't be forgiven. Don't live in self-sabotage of undeserving. My God, the God, a God is a giving God, and that comes from the authentic self. True authenticity is the true builder of success, because any great thing comes from the authentic spirit, and we all have it. We all have a yearning. For example, when the dark side may be a little bit of a heavy word, but say we're not quite in alignment, we feel bad about it. That's our authentic self telling us there's something wrong here. And rather than parking there out of fear that somebody may reject you if you move to the next level, or rather than living your life by saying that I can never be forgiven or I don't deserve it, put it away, step into the illuminated light, embrace the gifts that God has given you, and aggressively move forward, and your life will transform in a millisecond. And I truly believe that.
So tell everybody out there, those who are hurting, those who believe in themselves, but they just don't know how to move forward. What do you want to say?
I'll be happy to. I think that everybody has a dream. I believe that God has given each and every one of you a very special gift. And I think some circumstances in your life has caused that gift to be snuffed out or darkened. You've done things in your life you may not be proud of. I say, step into transparency. Let the light of God illuminate on your life. Forget, forgive, put it behind you, aggressively move forward, and embrace the authenticity of the spiritual self. That spiritual self that's in tune with the universe, God, he or she, whoever, Buddha, Muhammad, whoever it may be, she or he, whatever that spirit is, embrace that, receive the mercy, the grace, step into the light of the illuminated God and the gifts that he has given you, and move forward, and your life will change today.
Right on. Thank you so much. So in addition to the books, you got 2 movies coming out?
I am a filmmaker. I did a film in 2007 called Protecting the King about my life with Elvis Presley as the youngest bodyguard in rock and roll history. And we got great reviews at Cannes. It was in 22 countries worldwide. It was a little independent that could. And now we're in the middle of one called Restoring My Father's Honor, which is a $65 million major motion picture with studio deal that we've been in development with over the last 4.5 years. And we started the principal photography on that next year. So we work hard and we play hard, but we embrace the greatness of the authentic self.
And you're a living testament of that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
God bless you, and congratulations to you and Katie.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.